In science, we study lots of different systems. You've probably heard this word system before, like the solar system, or the circulatory system, or even an ecosystem. But what is a system? A system is just a set of connected parts that interact to form a whole. A system can be living, like a plant or animal, or it can be non living, like a machine. A bike is a system. It's made of many parts that all interact. The pedals interact with the cogs, which move the chain around the gears, which push the wheels to move you forward. A computer is a system too. Think about how many parts have to interact to make your computer function. But systems aren't just machines. Any set of things that interact in some way can form a system, like this pot of boiling water. The stove flame, metal pot, water, and steam are all interacting by transferring matter and energy. Living things are systems too, like these trees or this adorable dog. Living things are the most complex systems we know of. In fact, living things are systems made out of smaller systems that all interact. Systems don't have to be complex. Even something as simple as this evaporating water is a system. A system is just the set of components or parts that we are interested in analyzing. It can be as simple or complex as we want. This system could just include the glass beaker and hot water inside it. But we could also include the steam rising from the beaker. And that steam technically interacts with all of the air in the room or apartment, which interacts with the rest of the air in the building and neighborhood and the whole city, and, well, you get the idea. But trying to include all of that probably wouldn't help us understand this evaporating water. So instead, we can limit things a little and say that our system is just the glass beaker, the hot water, the steam, and just the air nearby that could be affected by the heat. We get to define systems however works best for us. This forest is a whole ecosystem. But each individual tree is its own system as well. And if we want, we could just focus on a single leaf as its own system, or even a single cell in that leaf. How we define a system depends on what we want to focus on in any given situation. There are two main types of systems: open systems and closed systems. Open systems allow matter and energy to flow in and out of them. Closed systems may allow energy to flow in or out, but no matter is exchanged at all. Right now, this pot of boiling water is an open system. It's taking in thermal energy from the stove and releasing a lot of that thermal energy through radiation and convection. Matter is leaving the pot in the form of particles of water vapor gas, or steam. This matter leaving is how we know this is an open system. But if we were to stop all of the steam from escaping the pot, it can become a closed system. Thermal energy can still flow in or out, but no matter can enter or leave. This example shows how difficult this actually is, as we can clearly see that some steam is still escaping. These potted plants are open systems. They take in energy in the form of sunlight, but they also take in matter, such as water and carbon dioxide. They also release matter in the form of oxygen and dead leaves. These plants, however, are in a closed system because they are in a sealed terrarium. As long as the lid is kept shut tight, only sunlight can enter and only heat can leave. Those are both forms of energy. Water in the bottom of the tank evaporates into the air inside the tank, condenses on the inside of the glass, and then runs down again to the bottom. But no matter goes in or out as long as the lid is closed. Living things are open systems because we take in both energy and matter from outside our bodies and then emit energy and matter back out from our bodies into the environment. Closed systems are really rare in real life and usually impossible to make perfectly. Obviously, some steam is actually escaping from this supposedly closed system. But closed systems are helpful to use when we want to focus just on certain components to learn how they affect each other. Let's review what we've learned. A system is a set of connected parts that interact to form a whole. A system can be as simple as a glass of water on the table, or as complex as a machine like a bicycle, or even a living thing or living community. An open system allows energy and matter to flow in or out of it, like this pot of boiling water or these potted plants. A closed system allows energy to flow in or out, but not any matter. True closed systems are rare, like covering a pot to stop steam from escaping, or sealing a terrarium to keep it nice and humid. Systems are all around us, and complex systems are made of simpler systems put together. We get to decide which components to include in a system in order to learn more about how many small parts interact and work together to form a complete whole.